I will now call the August 1st, 2016 Blue Springs City Council meeting to order. If you would stand with me, observe a moment of silence, and then I will lead you in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. I want to welcome you to tonight's City Council meeting. And those that might watch the video on YouTube at a later time. Next, we have the consent agenda. Other items need to be pulled. If not, accept the motion for approval.
So moved.
There's a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Cobell?
Aye.
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Councilman Fowler?
Aye.
Councilman Carter?
Aye.
Councilman Edmondson?
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper? Aye. Mayor Ross?
Aye.
Carried unanimously.
Next, we have a public hearing on the 2016-2017 CDBG Annual Action Plan.
Mayor, the city has the following exhibit to enter into the record. City Council information form with attachments, affidavit of publication for public hearing in the Examiner on May 7th, 2016, May 21st, 2016, June 4th, 2016, and June 25th, 2016, and proposed resolution with 2016-17 Annual Action Plan attached as Exhibit A. This is all we have to offer for the record.
Okay, thank you. Matt?
Thank you, Mayor and council members. Before you this evening is a request for the adoption of the 2016-2017 CDBG Annual Action Plan. The program year will run with the fiscal year beginning October 1st. The Annual Action Plan was developed after 3 public hearings held by the CDBG Advisory Committee. Public hearings were held to allow citizens and organizations to review the proposed funding strategy for the program year and offer comments or funding requests. Only one public service agency spoke before the committee to request funding. The committee decided not to support any additional public service organizations at this time until a criteria is established for selecting public service programs for funding. Staff will research this for the next year to see how other communities determine who should receive funding for public services. The CDBG Advisory Committee recommended support of the funding strategy and to proceed with publishing the draft annual action plan following the June 21st public hearing. No additional comments were received during the public comment period, which ran from June 25th to July 25th. Before you this evening is the final draft based on public comments and support from staff and the Advisory Committee for your review and approval. Blue Springs has been granted $208,842 for the next program year. Most of the projects are programs that will be continued from this year, including the minor home repair program, which we are funding at $60,000, which will provide funding for 12 homes, and the first-time homebuyers program with $45,000, which will provide assistance to 15 first-time homebuyer households. A few programs will be concentrated in the downtown area, as they have been in the years past, including the funding of Downtown Alive for $10,000 to continue the support of downtown area businesses, property owners, and residents in redevelopment efforts. The Downtown Facade Grant Program has been split into 2 categories at $10,000 each. The reason for this split is to allow a greater mix of businesses and properties to utilize the funds. $10,000 is for businesses that will benefit low-mod income households, and the remaining $10,000 will be used by businesses that do not meet the low-mod income household benefits, but instead will fall under the slum and blight category based on improvements to buildings located within the designated slum and blight area. There is also just under $40,000 for property acquisition and demolition. This project was first used this year to purchase a blighted property for demolition. This project will only be used if a blighted property is available on the market and the property could be utilized to further redevelopment efforts in the designated slum and blight area. A new project for the 2016-2017 program year is the Fieldhouse Recreation Pass program for $10,000, which will be developed with the assistance of Parks and Recreation. This project will assist qualified low to mod income individuals and households in obtaining recreation passes to the Fieldhouse at a reduced cost. The final project is for administration for $24,000. The reason for the increase compared to recent years is to help cover the cost of the development of the next 5-year consolidated plan, which is required to be completed before the end of the 2016-2017 program year. Additional costs will cover publishing of public notices, recording fees, and staff support. And the annual action plan and resolution must be submitted to HUD on or before August 15th this year to receive funding for the next program year. Staff does recommend approval of the 2016-2017 annual action plan. And with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Matt from council? Councilman Carter.
I actually have two. The downtown facade program, is that still a matching program?
Yes, it's a 50-50 grant.
Okay. And since its inception, first-time homebuyers program was capped at 13, and are we expanding to 15? And if so, is that a demand issue?
We are expanding due to the increased demand this year.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Your Honor, I just want to clarify the administration cost that is because of the program we're doing in conjunction with MARC and surrounding communities.
That was the increase for this program year that we took for council back on July 18th. The increase for this next upcoming year is for the development of the 5-year consolidated plan.
Anyone else? If not, we'll go to the public. Is there anyone in the audience like to speak in support of? In support of? Opposition to? Opposition to? Close this public hearing. We have a resolution approving number 38-2016. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Next, we have a public hearing on the vacation of Quick Trip 217R. It was continued from the August 15th council meeting. No, to be continued, wow. Okay, is there a motion to continue it?
So moved.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. It will be continued to the August 15th. Yeah, because you couldn't continue it from the August 15th since it's August 1st. All right. Next, we have a presentation from those ladies dressed in black and red out there. Let's Move Saturday. Carol, why don't you come on up?
Thank you, Mayor. Just so you know. I'll come up. I'm Carol Jernigan. This is Carla Grimes with Gage Center and Vicki Connor with Rink Rats. And we're here to thank you for your
Why don't you come around and
partnership.
stand there beside her? Why don't you flank her there? There you go. Behind her. Yeah, that's better, yeah.
So we have this that's going to run while we do a narrative to you.
Okay.
So, in 2011, Mayor Ross declared Blue Springs a Let's Move city. And since then, Let's Move Saturdays has been an integral part of this energy, starting with a core group of impassioned ladies eager to promote the joy and play and movement for youths and families. Over the past 5 years, 28,000 people have attended our Saturday events at 34 different local activity-based businesses. All total, our partners have donated a value of $150,000. We've created connections throughout Blue Springs. Thanks to our strong partnership with the city, Kim designs and publishes the Let's Move Saturdays events calendar 3 times a year and publishes it in the Blue Springs Magazine. We also appear in the mayor's monthly newsletter and on the city's website. The Blue Springs Chamber of Commerce includes us in its monthly newsletter, and our partnership with the Blue Springs School District has been invaluable. In the beginning, allowing distribution of our events calendar to all elementary students, and now posting our events calendar on its website. The school PTAs also make sure families know about our events.
Our Let's Move Saturdays activity-based business partners have been decidedly devoted to the program. For 5 years, our partners are Adams Point Golf Club, Blue Springs Family YMCA, Club 7 Fitness, Dynamic Dance, and Gage Center. For 4 years, our partners have been Centennial the Blue, Lunar Bowl, and Rink Rats. For 3 years, to Jazz School of Dance, and for 2 years, Thunderdome Athletics. This year, we picked up Blue Springs BMX Track, Blue Springs Fieldhouse, Giggles and Jiggles, Ibex Climbing Gym, and Inkling Books and Coffee Shop.
Right. We've also partnered with other businesses over the years, including Action Martial Arts, Blue Springs Ballet and Performing Arts, Blue Springs Barbecue Blaze Off, Blue Springs 5K and Family Run, Blue Springs Police Department, Burrow Oaks Nature Center, Cinco de Mayo Health and Wellness Fiesta, Girls on the Run, Independence Event Center Ice Skating, Kids Zone, Kids Triathlon, Lit Fitness, Metro East Tennis Center, Parks and Rec, St. John Lalonde Elementary School Viking Voyage 5K, St. Mary's Medical Track, Title Boxing, 9 Round, and University of Missouri Extension Office.
It takes a lot of volunteer hours, over 1,000 these past 5 years, to make this program work. 2 sets of signage and 2 equipment bags with sign-in sheets, event calendars, and giveaways are picked up or delivered every week. They're stored at the stand-up office, and stand-up runs our social media and website. You'll see our events calendars distributed throughout the community at all our business partners, all schools, private and public, the PTAs and libraries, the city and chamber, CSL and St. Mary's, pediatric offices, the Kansas City Star and the Examiner, CTV 7 and CYOU, Macaroni Kids at Coffee News, and Pam Buck's weekly Stuff to Do this weekend.
Let's Move Saturdays has a tremendous community outreach and has been an invaluable marketing tool for our business partners. Attendance at events can reach into the hundreds, typical at Gage and Rink Rats, and recently at Lunar Bowl. Some events are themed with action heroes and Disney characters. Youths and family come from Blue Springs, Grain Valley, Oak Grove, Buckner, Odessa, Warrensburg, the Kansas City metro area, St. Louis, Kansas, and one from Canada. Our annual birthday party this year is Night at the Oscars, and we invite you to attend. There you go.
Invitation.
Your formal invitation. Our annual birthday party this year is Night at the Oscars, and we invite you to attend. It's a free August 13th, 6 to 9 at Rink Rats Skating Rink. The event is our biggest annual community outreach with booths, demonstrations, giveaways, face painting, artificial tattoos, DJs, food, refreshment, and the mayor's welcome, of course. The fire department lets kids explore a fire truck. The police department speed checks baseball throws, and the Wee Bus opens its doors to all guests. Last summer, we started selling summer fun passes at $15 each to attend 12 different activity-based businesses in the area. These passes are sold at Dynamic Dance, Gage, and Rink Rats.
In closing, Let's Move Saturdays encourages kids to put down their remote and get off the sofa, and provides time for families to spend some Saturday energy together. We bring health, safety, and community enrichment to Blue Springs citizens, which just happens to be the mission statement of stand-up. Let's Move Saturdays effects good into Blue Springs, creating connectedness and promoting the joy and play and movement for youths and families, and we're always open to new ideas. Thank you, and thank you for being a great partner. Any questions?
Councilman Cloud?
Yeah, I guess, first of all, thank you for all of your service to our community.
5 years, you're
Yeah,
welcome.
This is an awesome program. And maybe the question might be some of the staff, but has this already been, or is the presentation going to be on Channel 7? This presentation is going around. It's a very good presentation, and
Thanks, Ron.
yeah,
Let's promote it.
yeah, I think so.
It's already on. It's good.
Okay, it's already.
Is it already on, or we getting ready to put it on?
The presentation was posted with the agenda, and this live presentation will be when we put it on YouTube.
That's
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
You know, we had no idea what this would grow into when we started this. but we knew we put it in the right hands. Really the birth of this kind of started in Denver, Colorado, when Councilman Edmondson and at the time Grant Bowerman and I were sitting in a session. And we heard this presentation going on and we said, we're doing a lot of that already. So how can we make that happen in Blue Springs? And certainly it has happened, and I want to thank you ladies, and especially you, Carol, because
Oh, it's a pleasure.
a lot of time people get burned out on stuff, and here it is 5 years, and you're still going strong. The Energizer Bunny.
Thank you.
And so we appreciate your
Well,
dedication
good
and
team.
effort to it, and when you can just see these young people get off the couch and put down those gadgets and whatever they use, to get some exercise. And so that's important to our community, keep a healthy community. So we just
It's also
appreciate your
stimulated the
effort.
economy, actually, and Vicky's got some testimonial for Rink Rats if we still have time, and if Carla wants to speak on Gage, if you still have a minute or two.
Yeah, we got a minute or two.
We good? Okay. You
Go
feel
ahead.
like it?
I was just gonna say, I bought the rink 3 years ago, and when I bought it, it smelled like a locker room, looked like a warehouse. People didn't want to come, so I rebranded and joined, Let's Move Saturdays, and it has more than blessed my business over and over and over. It gets people to come through the door that normally wouldn't, and a lot of people have good things to say about Blue Springs, and I always have an off-duty there, and so it brings them to welcome the officers more as well. They look forward to it, and every time I get a phone call, they'll say, well, we can have an officer there? Yeah, we'll have an officer there. So it just adds security to my event. That's something I do, but I have nothing but good feedback. I've never had any negative.
You're an awesome partner.
Well, it's a great facility, and I'm glad to see the rebirth. We used to take our kids.
Carla and I used to see.
Yeah.
So,
And they probably didn't like it when I came because I couldn't skate, so I was holding and grabbing everybody I could grab. So it was a lot of fun. So we want to thank you for your investment.
well, thank you for helping me grow and for watching me grow. And it's been baby steps, but I'm making the building look better and better. So it looks good for Blue Springs as well.
Right. Want to talk about Gage?
Gage, yes. Basically the same thing. We get lots of new faces coming in each time that we do an event, and it is hundreds each time, just like it is with Rink Rats. And most of them are new faces. They're not the kids that come every week to the event. So, and it does range out to several different communities around Blue Springs, and everybody's loves it when they come in and always thankful when they leave, thanking us for providing this opportunity for them.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for coming and making that presentation. Anyone else have any comments before we let them go?
I just have one semi-serious question. Have you incorporated Pokemon Go into your activities?
Well, I have.
Good. We have to. Guess that's a yes.
I tried to get a Pokemon stop, but it's not that easy. So.
Your Honor,
Yes.
so I've got a question I heard.
Nico, you got a question? You got Pokemon back there? You do? I wouldn't know what to do with it if I caught it. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
All right. That brings us to mayoral announcements. And I will keep saying it. I'm sick and tired of all the killings. Sick and tired of police officers being killed or shot. I guess just recently we had Carbondale, Illinois. Officers were shot. And then in San Diego, one was killed and I think one was wounded. And then the craziness of these terrorists got to stop too. I mean, when they start slashing the throat of a Catholic priest, I mean, they have no respect, no regard for anything or anybody. So we got to figure out a way to stop them. And so I'm going to keep saying it and preaching it, and hopefully we'll come up with some kind of way to get it done. That was not my thoughts to ponder. My thoughts to ponder tonight comes from our police chief, Wayne McCoy, sent this to me, and it's from George Bush. And I quote, "Too often we judge other groups by their worst examples, but judge ourselves by our best intentions." End quote. Very good. Don't have any visitors. At least I don't have any visitors' appearance forms. So I will defer and go to our city attorney for a motion to so move.
Thank you, Your Honor. The proper motion at this time would be to move that the council go into closed session pursuant to Section 610.021, subparagraphs 1 and 12, revised statutes of Missouri, for the purpose of privileged communications between a governmental body or its representative and legal counsel, including litigation and contract negotiations, and that any minutes, documents, or other records discussed or taken during the closed session remain closed, and that this body stand adjourned at the completion of such session.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Councilman Fowler?
Aye.
Councilman Carter?
Aye.
Councilman Edmondson?
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper?
Aye.
Councilman Quayle?
Aye.
Mayor Ross?
Aye.
Carried unanimously.
Okay, we're going to be excused to the executive conference room for executive session. So visitors, you can feel free to just lounge around and do whatever you want to do.